Oh, where? Right here?
Here, right here. You push this. First inter-class debate. Let me tell you what the rules are here, because Mrs. Muhammad's group has never been with us before. So you're going to be the people that determine who wins this debate. You're going to vote. Okay? And we probably won't finish it today. It may take us 2, possibly 3 days to finish. But you're going to be the only people that are going to vote on it. My class is not going to vote on it. Mrs. Reddy's class is not going to vote on it. That's because these classes are involved in the debate. Okay? So we feel you guys are neutral people. And we ask you to think only about what they say to you, not what you think on your own before we start the debate. We want to see which group can convince you of their position. Okay, so is there anybody from the audience now, from Mrs. Muhammad's group, that has any question about what we expect from you before we start the debate? Okay, you will also be part of the debate. You'll have a chance to question the teams if you wish. Okay, now, the topic for today that they're going to debate is whether or not students should be allowed to wear coats in school. That's the topic. Okay? This team over here is debating in favor, they are pro, allowing coats to be worn in school. They want coats to be worn. This team over here is against that. They want coats to not be worn. And they're going to give you, both of them, their reasons for this. They're also going to get a chance to debate with each other and for you to ask them questions. And then they will summarize for you. And at that point, we will pass around cards to you, and you will vote either pro if you're for that team, con if you're for this team, or tie if you think both teams were good on their arguments and couldn't convince you either way. We're asking you not to vote how you personally think about it. Okay, this is a hard thing to do, to take yourself out of it and say, well, I'm in favor of coats or I'm not in favor of coats, so that's the way I'm going to vote no matter what. You have to listen to their arguments before you vote. Okay, so we're going to introduce to you the names of the people on the team so that if you have to direct a question, you know who you're talking to. So,
I'm Paul.
say it loud.
Ishmael.
Ishmael.
David.
Okay.
Patrick. Benita. Tisha.
Okay, so these are our teams. Now we're going to flip a coin to see who goes first to make their presentation. And we'll let you guys call it in the air. Heads or tails?
Can't catch.
That quarter is taking off. What's it say? Heads. What'd you call? Tails. You guys have your choice. Would you like to go first or like to have them go first? Okay, so you guys are going to present your arguments first for your position. Okay, and we'll start with Benita. You guys are in favor of wearing coats. Tell us why, Benita.
I think we wear coats because some rooms it be too cold and people don't like it, and some people they just want to have their coat just to keep themselves warm from any other room temperature, because other people feel hot and people have different feelings about whether if they want their coat or not.
Okay, and your position?
I think that we should wear coats because we may have outfits that we want to wear, or people may have like holes or something on their clothes and they want to cover.
Okay.
That we could wear our coats because it's like almost of a right to wear our coats.
Okay. All right, so these are your opening arguments. And remember when you speak both teams to direct your stuff not at me, but at the audience. Okay, look at the audience, talk to them. Okay? Paul, do you want to start?
Alright. The building happens to be heated for a reason. You can wear sweaters if you need to, and most of all, it distracts people. If you're sitting in the back of the room and somebody's in the front of the room just moving around, it'll rustle and make all sorts of noises, especially if there's all sorts of snaps and zippers. It can get very distracting for somebody who's trying to listen. I know it from personal experiences in classes, especially classes where the heat's either been shut off or isn't working at the time. But those are exceptions. You can go get your coat then because the heating system isn't working. But then you will be told you can go get your coat.
Okay, Ishmael?
Now, if you wear a coat, you can hide weapons and hurt other people with.
Talk to them.
But hurt other people with if you hide weapons, like you could put a gun inside and shoot somebody, you could bring a knife or something. Could put a big rock and throw it in somebody's head.
Okay, David?
Well,
if you're cold, then you can wear a sweater, like how Paul said. Sweaters don't make a lot of noise if you move around, and teachers don't really object to wearing sweaters because it's a piece of clothing, not like a coat. You can wear it like a piece of clothing, but it's just, some of them are too big. That's the problem. And the sweater is just tricky.
Okay, so those are your opening arguments from both of the teams. This is why they're in favor of coats, and this is why they're against coats. Now, you guys opened up first, so we're going to give you a chance at this point to question any of those people over there about some of the things that they said. We have Paul over there, Ishmael in the middle, and David on the side. So do you have any questions that you would like to direct towards their arguments, explaining why their arguments maybe are not good? Benita?
I like the question, Ishmael. Why would people want to carry guns and knives in your coat when they
I don't
know
know,
they
maybe-
could get suspended?
Maybe they're like there's something happened with their friend and they just want to do something because they don't like them no more. They could just hurt them right there.
I would.
They just run away, but people are still gonna catch them. But still,
But they don't have to bring it to school though. They can do it elsewhere.
yeah, but it could be in school also. It doesn't matter. But it still do in school. If you're like.
Okay, Benita, did you want to question anybody else up there on any of your points? Or did you want to question somebody up there on their points? Okay, so we have only basically one question from this group to that group. Paul, I don't know all of your names, so. Patrick, Tisha, and Benita. Is there anybody there you would like to question? Patrick, go ahead.
Why do you feel that it's a civil right for you to wear your coat? As said before, it's a distraction to some people, and they have a right not to be distracted.
What?
Say it again slowly, sir.
People have a right not to be distracted. A coat can
Yeah, but you also got a right to
say
wear
it's
your
a civil
coat. You
right.
bought it, right? You bought it.
You bought it, therefore it's yours. I see that point. But if you are wearing it in class, or somebody else is, and you're being distracted, that's affecting your ability
So
to
just
learn.
move to another seat.
Moving to another seat creates a distraction, sometimes for different
Man, I don't think you're gonna hear the coat from all the way across the room.
You don't have to hear it for it to be a distraction. Sometimes just watching somebody move
Then
around.
don't look.
Sometimes it can be rather distracting, especially if they're right in the way, if they sit right in front of you, right next to you. If that's something that you can't control.
Okay, Paul, did you want to question somebody else up there? Okay, Ishmael, did you want to question somebody up there? Nobody? David?
Yeah,
Who are you directing the question?
Patrick again.
Okay.
On the argument with Paul, you said that you could move to another seat. A lot of teachers don't let you move to another seat. You have to stay in that seat, and then you can't go anywhere else.
You could just tell your teacher the coach bothering you and they let you move to another seat.
They'll just tell the kid to
Then you
take off
just
the
move
coat.
to another seat.
You can't. They
Why
don't
not?
let you.
So?
If they don't let you, then you can't move to another seat.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. If they have a assigned seat for you, and you move to another seat, they're going to ask you what the problem is. You're going to tell the teacher what the problem is, and they're just going to tell the kid to take off the coat. You can't move to another seat unless you have permission.
We will continue this debate tomorrow. Hopefully going to finish it up today so that you get a chance to vote on it today. Just to summarize for you what took place in the first part of the debate, since some of you may have forgotten and some of you may have not been here, okay? Some of the arguments, the topic that we were talking about was should students be allowed to wear coats in school. Some of the arguments on this side against that argument were the fact that it's disruptive to have coats on, that the building is heated to begin with, and that coats could be used to conceal weapons. Is there anything I've left out from you guys? Okay, and on this side we had that it was your civil right to be able to wear coats. What were some of the other things that you said?
It's, sometimes the classes are cold.
Yeah.
Sometimes the classes are cold. Anything else? Can you think of anything else that you said before?
Matches with your dress. Matches with what you're wearing.
Okay, it was part of your outfit. The coat was part of your outfit, okay?
More convenient.
And it's convenient to have the coat with you. Okay, so these are the arguments up to this point. We've given them a chance to express their initial positions. We've given them a chance to question each other, and that's where we had just finished at that point. Is there any other questioning that you would like to go on between the two teams? Okay, is there any other questioning that you would have for them or you would have for them before we go into the next phase of the discussion? Anybody over here want to question any of their arguments? And any of you people want to question any of their arguments? Okay, at this point, we open it up to the audience. Anybody in the audience who would like to question anybody up on any of the teams or the teams themselves, you're welcome to do that. So all you have to do is just raise your hand so we can call on you and just let us know who you're directing your question to. Yes?
Who's talking about the weapons?
Ishmael.
Because I know somebody who carries a knife in school, and they carry it in their pocket, and nobody knows about it.
But if you see it and it's in shape, then they could get in real trouble.
So, but they don't
But
see
it's,
it.
but it's in the coat, it's more hiding, because if they could just come over here, they could feel something hard. It's like a metal thing. You could feel it's hard still.
You can feel something hard in their coat too, and if they wear baggy pants,
No.
you'll never be able to know.
In the coat, you can have an inside pocket, and you can hit it. It just feels like a coat.
You can touch it, and you can feel the knife in there too. It ain't no difference than putting it in your pocket. And I know people who put guns in their socks, in the back of their pants, and whatnot.
Or if you put it in the guns, you can see it. It's like a big thing.
No, if you wear baggy pants, you can't see it.
Oh, right here.
So your point is that not only in the coats, but in other articles of clothing it could be hidden.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
we shouldn't allow you to wear clothes to school.
That's not, no.
But that's another debate.
So, but what I'm trying to say is you can feel it in your clothes as well as you can feel it in your coat, so that shouldn't even be something you should say.
Okay, well, you're responding to his argument. Do we have anybody else from the audience who would like to respond to any of their arguments? Anybody at all? Okay, if that be the case, then we're up to the summary step, where once again they will give you their arguments, and then you will vote on them. Now, this is the people that are having the vote, this is Mrs. Muhammad's group, this is a difficult task, because you're supposed to vote not on how you feel about the topic on your own, but how they have presented their arguments to you. You're trying to vote on which team did the better job of arguing the position. Okay, so please keep that in mind when you vote. Okay? Now, since you people presented first, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you people will summarize first. Okay, Paul?
Codes are distracting either by sight or by sound, so therefore they aren't needed, so that the distraction is not present.
Ishmael?
You got weapons in it, and if your thing is nice, if your coat is good, like other people want it, you could get it stealed from another person.
Okay, so you bring up the point also that your coat could be stolen. Dave?
Building's heated, if a certain room's cold, just bring something heavy like a sweatshirt to wear.
Okay. Benita?
I think it's more convenient for you not to have to go to your locker after class, because some people have to go upstairs and they have to catch their bus just to they might miss their bus just because they got to go get their coat and stuff out the locker.
Okay.
Mostly it's cold in other rooms, and it may be warmer in some rooms. That if you have maybe to gym and you don't feel like wearing a sweatshirt, you can have your coat to be warm in other rooms.
It's your choice. If you want to wear it, you should be able to.
Okay. So you've heard the arguments now. Now, if you're in Mrs. Muhammad's group, you're going to need a pen or pencil to write this. Please raise your hand. I will give you the ballot. Only Mrs. Muhammad's group should put their hand up. You're not ours.
Check it off.
No, keep it on. We'll get the results. Raise your hands if you're in Mrs. Muhammad's group. You're not either. And if you felt that the argument pro in favor of wearing coats was a stronger argument, you will write pro down. Please do your own ballot, okay? If you felt that the argument against wearing coats, you will write con, C-O-N. If you thought that both arguments were equally as strong, you will write tie, T-I-E. Okay, do that quickly, and as soon as you're ready, I will come around and pick your ballot up from you. We will tabulate it and find out who has won the very first debate between classes.
card if you're ready.
Okay, pass it down here. We have one for Ty.